my YouTube channel. My name is Fika Adeomi. Welcome back. It's been a minute. No, it's been a very long time. After the lunch, school started, and I couldn't keep up with having to work full-time job, attending classes, working on my different projects, and also making these videos. I mean, some days I tried and I couldn't just navigate all of those things, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand what it is to be a graduate student. Having to navigate all of those things. But I mean, we're on break now, and I'm glad I'm able to put out these videos and talk to you guys, and you guys watching me. Yeah. So welcome back, and today I'm going to start off on one of the topics I've spoken about on one day on my my WhatsApp status, and I'm just going to do like a summary of what people said and how the conversation went. So today we're going to be talking about what? Insecurities. Do not mind my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather. It's winter time, and the flu is everywhere, so I got it, but I'm better now, so do not worry about me. I'm doing okay now. So what are insecurities? When people hear insecurities, and sometimes people use this term wrongly because they feel like once they say you're insecure, it's a bad thing. Insecurity is not a bad thing. I don't think so, because it comes from a place of fear. It's a kind of anxiety that comes from a place of fear, of uncertainty, and it could happen at any point of time when you're navigating life. It could be when you're trying to get a job, when you're applying for funding, applying for scholarships. It could be when you're in a relationship or friendship with somebody, or a romantic relationship with somebody. Insecurity can pop up at any time in our life, so it doesn't make you a bad person, but how you navigate it or how you handle these insecurities is what would actually be considered a problem or a challenge. So there are different kind of insecurities, and today I'll be talking about insecurities in relationships. When it comes to relationship is not just romantic relationships. It also comes from I'm sorry. It also comes from relationship with your friends. So insecurities do not just pop up when you're in a romantic relationship with somebody. It can also happen when you are friends with somebody, and it can come in different forms. So today I'm going to be talking about four different ways you could identify insecurities when you're in a relationship with somebody or when you are friends with a person. So the first one I'll be talking about, which we all know about, is jealousy, which is sometimes natural. It's really not a bad thing, but where sometimes it can become a problem when it's coming from a very difficult stance. Like for instance, when you cannot stand your friends, I'll start with friendship. When you cannot stand your friends having other friends, that could be a form of insecurity, because you just think I don't want them to be friends with other people, or I don't want them to have fun with other people. That could be a form of insecurity, because you think if they become friends with other people, they're going to leave you alone, which is actually not the best thing to do. It could also come in form of jealousy when you cannot allow your partner to be friends with other people, or you get pissed when your partner gets calls or compliments from other other people. It could be opposite sex or the same sex. Anyway, anyhow, you just feel uncomfortable with your partner getting like compliments or being friends with other people. That kind of jealousy, it's a form of insecurity. And something you do not know is that when you feel insecure through jealousy, it kind of makes it kind of affects you too, because not only will the person notice all these traits, it also kind of affects your self-esteem, because at some point the other person in the friendship or in the relationship would figure out that you have this little traits, and they start to look at you from another stance or another point of view. They do not see that your self-worth again. It kind of reduces your self-worth, because they feel like, oh, you can't do without them, or you always rely on them and things like that. So if you do those things, if you have those traits, please stop. Okay, please stop, so that you can have some self-esteem. I mean, it's okay to be jealous, but when you can't handle it, it's a problem. It becomes a very big problem. Another one is over analyzing, which I am very guilty of. I mean, I used to over analyze things, situations, what people say, how they said it, what we were talking about. I just kind of reprocess everything in my head again, and this is very bad, because sometimes this whoever did that thing is not even aware they've done those things. So over analyzing is a form of insecurity, which is very bad. And when you come from this stance, it kind of makes you unnecessarily worried about things you're not supposed to be worried about, and it kind of also give you toxic traits, because you start acting on things people are not even aware they've done, because you've overanalyzed the situation. So with overanalyzing, it kind of puts you in a situation where you just act out without thinking, or you act out on something nobody is really bothered about. And the truth is, you cannot control what people do, you cannot control what they say. And when you start analyzing what they do, they say, what everybody is up to, it's a toxic trait. It is toxic, and you just do unnecessary permutation and analysis in your head without getting enough sleep. So that's a very bad that's a form of insecurity. Another one is attachment, and when we talk about attachment, it kind of seems like, oh, maybe the person is clingy. Sometimes it's usually not clingy, but it comes from a point where you just you portray traits that you portray traits that shows that you are not capable of handling just probably you're not capable of handling would I say friendship, or you're not capable of just having people around, having like healthy conversations and things like that, and you are not capable of expressing your emotions how you should express them. So that's another form of insecurity. And the last one, which I think should be discussed in another episode, is financial insecurity. This is a very big topic, and I think we should actually talk about this some other time. So what do you have to do to actually control or be in control of different kind of insecurities? The first one I would like to talk about is communication. When I say communication, it's not just about talking. We all know how to talk. We all talk every day, but communication is the ability to express your emotions using the right words at the right time. You're not just you're conscious of your environment. You're conscious of how the person is feeling. You're just conscious of certain things that do not make the conversation or the communication go wrong. So that's a very big part of communication. You don't just have to talk. You need to be conscious of how you present whatever you want to talk about. You need to have this emotional intelligence. Like, emotional intelligence is a big part of communication. You need to be very, very conscious of how you present the situation to the other person. If you've noticed that the person doesn't receive it, would perceive that information the wrong way, you probably need to actually look for a good timing and the right words that would present the situation in the best way. Another one is self-love. most times insecurity comes from a place of not loving yourself enough. If you love yourself enough, you would be able to realize that there are some things that you're insecure about that you shouldn't be insecure about. So self-love is a very big part of this, and I encourage you to love yourself as much as possible. And I would come from a stance of religion, being a Christian and all. You need to, I mean, the ability to love God gives you the ability to love yourself and love people around you. So that's a very big part of self-love. And the last one is get busy, because the idle hand is the devil's workshop. Especially if you're someone that overanalyze situation, you need to actually get really busy. When you get busy, you kind of draw your mind away from things that bother you or things that you shouldn't be thinking about, into something else. You channel that energy into something more productive. And getting busy doesn't usually have to be with like serious work or academic work. You can actually just, start a new hobby. You could cook, you could start a YouTube channel, you could start a podcast, you could start writing and things like that, or you could see a movie. Just get busy as much as you can. We've come to the end of today's episode on insecurities. I hope you learned something. I hope you actually enjoyed this. If there are other insecurities that you know about or you think I did not touch on, please comment below. I'd really love to have a conversation with you guys in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and do like, subscribe, and share with friends and family. Bye.